Hey gang, how's everyone doing? Hey gang, how's everybody doing? Hey gang, how's everyone doing this super fine, super windy Monday? Hey gang, how's all of you? Hey gang, today we've had quite the busy week since last Monday. First off, L&D Gives has premiered their new episode in their docu-series. This is L&D Gives. The new episode highlights how they go through their experiences through events and some of the stuff they have to handle, from donations to volunteers to how they organize everything. You can find it in the link in the description. And then on top of that, my good friend Zack Schommer has recently gotten a hold of me. For those of you who just got out of a Y2K bunker, Zack Schommer is this awesome American singer-songwriter based out of the Rocky Mountain region here, and he just absolutely crushes it. It's also no secret that we've done music videos together, giveaways, collab videos, all sorts of shit, photo shoots. And he's actually gotten a hold of me because he has his own studio setup, not much different than this, and asked me if we can improve upon his lighting situation so that way he has a much more healthy, dynamic view for his videos that he does there in his own home studio. So, of course though, there's always a kicker, and this is probably the most common kicker. The budget's low, all right? And we have less than $100 to improve on his current studio situation, right? So, that's a challenge accepted if I ever heard one. Let's see how that all goes. But now, so we're at a standard convenience store located anywhere near you.
AKA Walmart?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if we could tell them it's Walmart because that'd be like an endorsement thing.
It's not Walmart.
This isn't Walmart, but it's like Walmart. Those stars are different stars.
Don't look at the signage.
Yeah, the signage is very different. But we just simply need a few things to get a lighting setup in your studio. Could be. I never used these before, but this looks good. $30, bitch.
For one, yeah.
You're only a few dollars away from starting to get like lighting lights.
Where would you find that kind of detail, if it is on there?
So you gotta hope that it's on the box that you see CRI. It's, you know, you'll be lucky if you always find it. Yeah. So let's see if we can find it on these. If that's the case, that'd be sweet, but they're doing the lumens thing. Ah, okay, so it's on the 2700K side, so that's really warm. That's like hot, like fire color. It's yellow, tungsten, and then cool will be going towards the sun, which is weird because of the color numbers on the whole Kelvin thing. It kind of will throw you off.
Can you change the colors of the light on this one though?
I think
it's like one of those like Wi-Fi lights. Or is it just?
You know, it's hard to say because if they're saying that it's at 2700 Kelvin no matter the light color,
It's just probably just one set.
It might just always be in that spectrum. Let's get what we do need guaranteed, and we need for sure one sheer curtain. Let's look at some curtains. Yeah.
So it doesn't look like they have the like RGB lights then.
They're in the electronic section.
Okay.
So the curtains are sheer curtains.
Like moving blanket.
We're gonna be using them as diffusers, like straight up shower curtain. And don't get the frosted ones. You must get regular sheer. Like, it's hard to describe, but there is a difference. And the frosted ones, I think, diffuse too much.
Okay.
They'll lose too much light.
You're talking about for over the window, right?
No, we're going to be using it as a light source. You need a large light source for soft light in your studio area.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
something to like take the light on.
Exactly. So we need that light in there that we just looked at in the hardware section. It's going to be something that'll be blasting into the shear. It's going to make a large surface. The more finite and focused the light, the harder the light will be. So we need to look for shower curtains that have sheer on them.
I think we're getting closer here. Some bathhouse.
It feels close. I feel like this is like so close.
So hot.
Shower curtain. Boom. Is this it? Well, this is kind of the right thing, but it has a design on it. But we're in the right section.
Does it have to be like that plastic material or like?
Yes, it must be that.
Okay.
Blink one, and they do have Blink ones. They're cheap as shit. They're like $10 like that.
Not sure what else they'd be besides right here, right? Unless, what's this?
Is that one? Fabric shower liner. Ooh, I think this is it. Yep.
That'll work?
This is it, yeah.
It's just basically soften the light behind it, right?
Yes, so we need this. But I think this might kill the light.
It's too thin.
Like, it'll diffuse, but it'll also become a wall that's too hard. So it's white. There, see, that's what I remember is... Oh, God, yeah.
So is this to like the light to go on it or behind it?
So this is the light, this is actually gonna be your light source. This is gonna be a giant bulb, essentially. So we're getting one of these, $5, sweet. Not frost, white.
Do you like cut the material up?
Yep, we're gonna cut it to what shape we need.
Gotcha.
The bigger the source, the easier will be to set up soft light. So now we have this, we just need one hard source of light to go through this, one or two. If this one doesn't work that you get, I'll give you like a couple.
So this is like just like makeshift, like
we're
professional.
making a gigantic light, yeah. We're making a studio lighting setup. So now.
Okay. And financially, how is this process compared to like just buying something
Well, I can
professional?
tell you right now, if you do this setup right, you can get yourself a good key light in this setup for less than $50, $60. And this is $5. This is less than 15, no matter which one you buy. So this in comparison to say getting like an Aperture brand key light, the Aperture 120D is like $700 without a light stand, without a softbox. That's just the light.
Yeah.
So if you're getting like the softbox, that's another $200. And if you get a nice C stand for your lights, then you're talking about easily over $1,000. And usually with hardware, it's kind of like drum hardware. You don't want to get too cheap about it. You will regret it.
Gotcha.
So this is useful because these project a lot of light for what they actually seem to. But they're hard, right? It's one source and it's one thing and it's gonna be coming from somewhere. This is gonna be glowing through this and that'll spread that light a lot better. And it'll cost less than, looks like these two things right here give you a good start.
Cool.
And it'll cost you by a long shot a lot less than getting an Aperture. More means better, duh. So we're gonna grab that, that's $10. So that's less than $20 for these two right here. So we're in a good spot. Let's get one accent light.
Oh, I need to get a Bluetooth speaker while we're here too. Oh wait, no, I have a Google Home.
You do have a Google Home?
Yeah,
do you want to borrow my Bluetooth speaker?
For the music video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be cool
Yeah,
too.
just let me know.
Okay. I do like the blue and stuff that it's got going on.
Yeah, those look pretty cool. If it's $20, that's better than actually I was thinking, and the bulb's pretty big actually.
For a 2-pack too.
Oh, for a 2-pack?
Yeah.
I think we should just risk it, dude. I think it'll work. Do you need more light than you think you do every time?
Cool.
So the reason why we're going to be using so much light is because one of your lenses is a kit lens, right? So the minimum aperture of 3.5, we need to raise the default lighting of everything up. So that way we need to stop everything down to around 3.5.
Right.
This will make the lighting consistent, and you actually generically need about that much light in the first place. It's easier to have a little bit more exposure, like a stop up more exposure and then stop down in post, than to have it be exactly where you want it and then you can't manipulate it.
Right.
So especially in that situation where you're using two different types of lenses, one 1.8 50mm and one kit lens that's a 3.5 to 6.3, you're gonna want to be able to bring everything up to that average. So that goes a long way with making it easier, especially with two cameras, because you have two cameras, which is awesome. That's super useful. I just have this little shit and then I have my other cameras. I guess I could do it, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Okay, so now we're here in Zack Schommer studio. This is where you see Zack get most of the brunt of his work done for media. You'll see him do his guitar loops and covers and his live and original music. This is also where he gets most of his work done. So right now it looks pretty cool, and we're gonna see what we can do to improve on the situation for lighting, make a more consistent atmosphere, first starting with this blanket. This tapestry is pretty awesome, but there's actually nothing behind it, and the sun's went down since the last shot, but we're actually gonna go ahead and cover something behind this so that way we get light away from this situation so he can record at any time, be night or day. It's a more consistent and controlled environment. So that's what we're gonna first knock up off the way. Just pull this up over the railing here. Probably gonna need some good nails for this, guys. Blanket. This room's not big enough. Yeah,
ass is fat.
All right, next up we have some rope lights for more ambient lighting near the ceiling. These are more of a tasteful addition to the lighting situation rather than an actual practical one.
This is like the story of my life, cables. It's got me by the legs. Just gotta get the natural curve out, work it out, straighten it, stretch it, feel it.
It's something. It's a little accenting.
Getting there?
Yeah, it's getting there. That's the correct phrase. We'll see how these work out. These were in the electronics section. They claim to be RGB. Hopefully, we couldn't find a CRI value directly. We'll probably find it on Google. See how this works out. They weren't too expensive. It was like $13 each, something like that.
$20 for a 2-pack if you can find the 2-packs.
Yeah, if you could find the 2-pack, you could get the 2 of them for only $20. So that's actually not too bad. Let's see if these work out. Those are just for accent lighting, so it's not like they're actually meant to like carry the whole tone of the scene so much as they're just meant to make things pop a little bit. So shouldn't be too big a deal. We'll see how it goes out. So now we have the LED bulbs here. That one emits a little better light in their regular like brightness setting, which is like at a 2700 Kelvin, I think it was. The RGB colors, unfortunately, don't do much for projecting light. However, they do look pretty cool for exactly what we thought they'd be, which is accent lighting. So we have one here, and that's just here on this table. We might move, those are probably all gonna move at some point, but that looks pretty nice. And then that one actually does okay for brightness. Then we have, of course, the umbrella light, which we've always had. Then we have the tapestry light and the lamp over there, which also has some LED bulbs that we've always enjoyed. So next up, we actually have the LED for the shed LED that we got, and we actually have it set up here. So now next up is we're gonna actually have the diffusion overlaying this, and hopefully we're gonna try to be able to get a key light source out of the shower curtain essentially, and have that diffuse the soft light into Zach's face essentially. So let's see how that goes out. All right, so this is pretty much the final form of how everything's going for the setup. Zach's just making sure he tapes everything down. That's another thing that I recommend for most people. When you're working by yourself, it is extremely important to tape down your distances for everything so you don't have to do as much guesswork. You don't have to worry about being out of focus. But now we got all these lights set up. So we have the camera over here for the long distance. It's kind of in a portraiture little environment. It's a 50mm on a APS-C censored Nikon, I believe. And then we have here the softbox that we made ourselves, and it's literally exactly that shower sheer curtain and one of those LED lights. We're actually probably going to get another one to kind of intensify it a little bit more. This is actually our camera 2 on Zach. So here we have me looking like an idiot on the monitor right now, but this is the second camera angle you'll be seeing in his videos. It actually gets the center of what he's actually getting filmed in, and you actually get a little bit more of the accent lighting that we're doing here. So here we have the cool bass trap lights that we've been seeing for a while, and then we also have the cool accent lights that we did end up getting from Walmart, and they actually kind of centralize around this tapestry. We have this for the hair light, which looks really good, and we have all these other lights to kind of accent what's going on. And while we all have that set up, we actually have the laptop, which many of us do, set up to record behind us so you can actually see our audio being fed in, because I think, like most of us, we get our main source of our audio actually from our DAW and our actual studio microphone. I mean, it's kind of cool to use your camera mic, but why do we spend so much money on studio gear and then just not use our real mic? Yeah, like a whole hella mic. So we actually have all that set up, and yeah, it looks great in here. I love it. Zach, do you love it?
I love it.
Cool. We're gonna get one more test footage on this camera real quick, and then we'll see how everything looks. So stay tuned.
Adios.
There we go. So now we got the lighting all set up with Zach here as the subject model. I think it's a lot more consistent lighting in here. Very controlled. The bass trap over there looks really cool. Almost like a mosaic stony texture in this lighting, which is great. And he has a key light that's going at him from the 45-degree angle in the front, and also he has a hair light in the back, which is the umbrella light that we've always had. So we're able to utilize that at its best value in this setup situation. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. Zach seems very happy with it. He's looking good. Seems sexier. Easy to see his sexy ass. So yeah, I think that's a mission well done for today. Cheers. Fucking legit. Look so fucking sexual, mate.
Sexual, mate.
Sexual.
Sensual and sexual.
Sexually sensual.
Essentially.
We'll go back over there and dick off for 2 seconds. I didn't record any of that.
Shit.
Boom, 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 boom. Hitting buttons. Buttons.
Yep. Alright, as you guys can see, the lighting in here looks a little bit better, a little bit more. We're going to retake this because I want to image this frame a little bit. Boom. Oh, fuck me running. Alright, so...